It's been nearly 60 years since Batman burst onto our television screens in a blaze of primary colors, POW graphics, and campy brilliance. The 1966 series turned Gotham City into the most entertaining place on TV, and its cast became pop culture icons overnight. But what happened to the actors behind the masks, capes, and villain costumes once the bat signal went dark? Let's find out what became of them all. We have Adam West, the man who wore the cape and cowl as Batman, also known as Bruce Wayne, from 1966 to 1968. Adam was 37 years old when the series premiered, bringing a deadpan delivery and perfectly straight-faced performance that made the show an instant phenomenon. Sadly, Adam passed away on June 9, 2017, at the age of 88 from leukemia. But what a legacy he left behind. After Batman ended, Adam struggled terribly with typecasting. Hollywood simply could not see him as anything other than the Caped Crusader, and serious roles dried up almost overnight. He spent years doing personal appearances, conventions, and low-budget films, often feeling frustrated by the industry's unwillingness to look past the cowl. But Adam never became bitter about it. In the 2000s, he found an incredible second act, voicing Mayor Adam West on Family Guy, a role he played for nearly 2 decades with brilliant self-deprecating humor. Adam was married 3 times and had 6 children. He eventually embraced his Batman legacy fully, becoming beloved by new generations who appreciated the joy he brought to the role. His portrayal of Batman defined an era.
She's gone.
Yes, but this time I saw where she went. Through that transom.
Burt Ward, the boy wonder himself, who played Robin, also known as Dick Grayson, from 1966 to 1968. Burt was just 20 years old when he put on the tights and became half of the most famous crime-fighting duo in television history. In 2026, Burt is 80 years old and still going strong. After Batman ended, Burt faced many of the same typecasting challenges as Adam West. He found it nearly impossible to land serious acting work and went through a difficult period in the 1970s. Burt has been remarkably candid about his wild years during and after the show, detailing them in his autobiography. He worked in various businesses outside of entertainment, including real estate and software development, showing a sharp mind beyond the mask. But Burt's greatest passion became animal rescue. He and his wife Tracy founded Gentle Giant's Dog Rescue, which has saved over 16,000 dogs from shelters. Burt was married 4 times before finding lasting happiness with Tracy. He continued to make occasional acting appearances, including reprising Robin in animated projects. Burt has always spoken fondly of his time as Robin, and his dedication to animal welfare has made him a real-life hero. The boy wonder grew up to save lives in a very different way. Yvonne Craig, the actress who brought Batgirl, also known as Barbara Gordon, to life when she joined the show in its 3rd season in 1967.
I'm sure you could have handled these crooks without my help, but I was glad for the chance to.
Yvonne was 30 years old when she became television's first major female superhero, adding a much-needed dynamic to the show's final season. Sadly, Yvonne passed away on August 17, 2015 at age 78 from breast cancer that had metastasized to her liver. Before Batman, Yvonne was a trained ballet dancer who transitioned into acting, appearing in films alongside Elvis Presley in Kissin' Cousins and It Happened at the World's Fair. Her portrayal of Batgirl was groundbreaking for its time, showing girls that women could be heroes too. After Batman ended, Yvonne continued acting in television and film through the 1970s, appearing in shows like Star Trek, where she memorably played the green-skinned Orion slave girl. She eventually moved into real estate, becoming a successful businesswoman in Los Angeles. Yvonne was married twice, first to singer Jimmy Boyd and later to Kenneth Aldrich, who was by her side until the end. She became an advocate for women in entertainment and embraced her Batgirl legacy with warmth. Yvonne Craig proved that a superhero's impact lasts far longer than any television series.
All right, which one of you is the minister?
Why do you ask?
Because we're taking him with us, Pops. Are you it?
Yes.
Alan Napier, the distinguished British actor who brought Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's loyal butler, to life across all 3 seasons from 1966 to 1968. Alan was 63 years old when the series began, lending an air of genuine class and theatrical gravitas to every scene he graced. Alan passed away on August 8, 1988, at age 85 from a stroke. Before Batman, Alan had a long and distinguished career in Hollywood, appearing in classic films like The Uninvited and alongside Errol Flynn in several adventure movies. Standing at 6'5", he was an imposing yet gentle screen presence. His portrayal of Alfred set the template for every version of the character that followed, establishing the butler as more than just a servant, but as Batman's most trusted confidant. After the series ended, Allen continued working in film and television through the 1970s, taking roles that showcased his theatrical training. He was married twice and had one daughter, Jennifer. Allen was a cultured man who studied at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London before coming to Hollywood. He was a cousin of former British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain. Alfred may have served Batman, but Alan Napier served the craft of acting with distinction throughout his entire career.
So what could be more natural than I should carry an umbrella loaded with dry ice?
Burgess Meredith, the legendary character actor who terrorized Gotham City as the Penguin across all 3 seasons and the 1966 theatrical film. Burgess was 58 years old when he first waddled onto screen with his signature top hat, monocle, and cigarette holder, creating one of the most iconic villain portrayals in television history. Burgess passed away on September 9, 1997 at age 89 from complications of Alzheimer's disease and melanoma. His career was extraordinary by any measure. Before Batman, Burgess was already an acclaimed stage and film actor, starring in classics like Of Mice and Men in 1939. After Batman, he avoided the typecasting trap better than almost anyone in the cast. He earned 2 Academy Award nominations for Rocky and Rocky II as trainer Mickey Goldmill, delivering one of cinema's most beloved supporting performances. Burgess worked with some of the greatest directors in history and appeared in over 150 films and television shows across 7 decades. He was married 4 times, with his longest marriage to Kaja Sunsten lasting from 1975 until his death. Burgess was known for his sharp intelligence, love of literature, and remarkable versatility as an actor. His Penguin remains the gold standard for Batman villains, but it was merely one chapter in a truly extraordinary career. Cesar Romero, the original clown prince of crime, who brought the Joker to terrifying and hilarious life from 1966 to 1968. Cesar was 59 years old when he first cackled his way across Gotham, famously refusing to shave his signature mustache, which was simply painted over with white makeup. Cesar passed away on January 1st, 1994, at age 86, from a blood clot resulting from complications of bronchitis and pneumonia. Before Batman, Cesar was already a Hollywood legend, with a career spanning 4 decades. He appeared in dozens of films starting in the 1930s, often cast as a suave Latin lover opposite the biggest stars of the era. After Batman ended, Cesar continued working steadily in film and television, appearing in shows like Falcon Crest and numerous made-for-TV movies. Unlike many of his castmates, Cesar embraced the Joker role without reservation, frequently appearing at events and conventions in full makeup. He never married and was known as one of Hollywood's most charming and sociable figures, beloved by virtually everyone who worked with him. Cesar was a skilled dancer and a fixture on the Hollywood social scene for over 50 years. His refusal to shave his mustache for the Joker became one of television's most endearing pieces of trivia, and his flamboyant portrayal laid the groundwork for every Joker that followed. Julie Newmar, the original and many say the best Catwoman, who slinked across Gotham City in seasons 1 and 2 from 1966 to 1967. Julie was 32 years old when she first donned the catsuit, bringing a dangerous combination of beauty, athleticism, and intelligence to the role that made her utterly unforgettable. In 2026, Julie is an extraordinary 92 years old. Before Batman, Julie was a Tony Award-winning Broadway performer and trained ballet dancer, with a striking 6-foot frame that commanded every stage and screen she graced. Her Catwoman was revolutionary, playing the character as both a genuine threat and Batman's intellectual equal. After leaving Batman, Julie continued acting in film and television and became a successful real estate investor in Los Angeles. She also patented a special type of pantyhose, showcasing her inventive side. Julie was married once to attorney J. Holt Smith from 1977 to 1984, and they had one son, John, whose care became her primary focus after he was diagnosed with Down syndrome. She became an advocate for special needs families and channeled her energy into supporting her son. Julie has embraced her Catwoman legacy with grace and wit, proving that real glamour only increases with age. At 92, she remains the definitive Catwoman for millions of fans. Neil Hamilton, who served Gotham faithfully as Commissioner James Gordon across across all 3 seasons and the theatrical film. Neil was 66 years old when the series began, bringing decades of Hollywood experience to the role of Batman's staunchest ally in law enforcement. Neil passed away on September 24, 1984 at age 85 from complications of an asthma attack. Before Batman, Neil had been a major film star during the silent era and early talkies, appearing alongside Buster Keaton and other legends. He played the male lead in several films during Hollywood's golden age, but saw his career decline as taste changed. Batman gave him a remarkable career resurgence in his late 60s, introducing him to a whole new generation of fans. After Batman ended, Neil continued making television appearances through the 1970s, always the consummate professional. He was married to his wife Alyssa for over 40 years until his death, and they had no children. Neil was known for being gracious and dignified on set, never complaining despite the sometimes absurd storylines. He embraced the campy spirit of the show and was grateful for the second chance at fame. Commissioner Gordon may have relied on Batman, but Neil Hamilton stood on his own as a true Hollywood survivor. Stafford Rep, who patrolled Gotham streets as the lovable and bumbling Chief O'Hara from 1966 to 1968. Stafford was 47 years old when the series began, delivering perfectly timed comedy as Commissioner Gordon's loyal but perpetually confused right-hand man. Sadly, Stafford passed away on November 5, 1974, at just 56 years old from a heart attack that struck him at Hollywood Park Racetrack, making his one of the earliest deaths among the cast. Before Batman, Stafford had worked steadily in television and film, often appearing in westerns and comedies as reliable character actors did in that era. His Chief O'Hara became a beloved part of the Batman formula, always ready with an exclamation of shock when villainy struck. After Batman ended, Stafford continued working in television, appearing in various shows, but never achieved the same level of recognition. He was a private man who kept his personal life largely out of the spotlight. Stafford's early passing at 56 meant he never got to experience the massive wave of Batman nostalgia that would come in later decades. His portrayal of Chief O'Hara remains a fan favorite, and his comedic timing was essential to making the show work. Madge Blake, who played the ever-worried Aunt Harriet Cooper, the Wayne household's resident busybody who never quite figured out the secret beneath her own home. Madge was 66 years old when the series premiered, bringing a lovable fussiness that added warmth and comedy to every scene in stately Wayne Manor. Madge passed away on February 19, 1969 at age 69 from cardiac arrest, just months after the series ended, making hers the earliest passing of any principal cast member. Before Batman, Madge had a steady career in television, most notably playing Larry Mondello's mother on Leave It to Beaver, establishing her specialty as the quintessential TV mother figure. She appeared in dozens of shows throughout the 1950s and early 1960s. Aunt Harriet was added to the series specifically to dispel any suggestion that Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson's living arrangement was anything unusual. Madge brought genuine heart to what could have been a thankless role, making Aunt Harriet someone viewers cared about. She never married and devoted herself entirely to her acting career. Her passing so soon after Batman ended meant she never knew how beloved the show would become in syndication. Madge Blake deserves to be remembered as the warm heart of Wayne Manor. Cliff Robertson, the Oscar-winning actor who galloped into Gotham as Shame, a Western cowboy villain who parodied the classic film Shane, appearing in 5 episodes across seasons 1 and 3. Cliff was 42 years old when he first appeared on Batman, already an established dramatic actor lending his talents to the show's colorful rogues gallery. Cliff passed away on September 10, 2011, at age 88 from natural causes. His career was far bigger than Batman alone. In 1968, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his stunning performance in Charlie, cementing his place among Hollywood's elite. Cliff went on to play Uncle Ben in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, connecting him to 2 of the most iconic comic book franchises in history. Before Batman, he'd starred in PT 109 as President Kennedy, showcasing his range. Cliff was known for his integrity, famously exposing a financial scandal at Columbia Pictures that led to criminal charges, a brave act that temporarily cost him work in Hollywood. He was married 3 times and had 1 daughter. Cliff's willingness to appear on Batman showed his playful side. He lived a principled life and left behind a legacy of courage both on screen and off. Number 12, we have Joe E. Tata, the versatile character actor who played henchman to 3 different villains across 5 episodes, taking on the roles of various goons serving the Riddler, the Penguin, and King Tut. Joe was 29 years old when he appeared on Batman, playing loyal henchmen with the kind of commitment that made even small roles memorable. Joe passed away on August 24, 2022 at age 85 from complications of Alzheimer's disease. While his Batman appearances were brief, Joe went on to achieve something far more significant in television history. He became beloved worldwide as Nat Basicchio, the warm-hearted owner of the Peach Pit Diner on Beverly Hills 90210, appearing in all 10 seasons of the hit series. That role made him a favorite among a whole new generation who never knew about his Gotham City days. Before and between his most famous roles, Joe worked steadily in dozens of television shows, building the kind of reliable career that keeps Hollywood running. He was known among colleagues for being one of the kindest people in the business. Joe's journey from Batman henchman to 90210 icon proves that persistence and talent will eventually find their proper stage, even if it takes a few decades. Maurice Dallimore, the British character actor who appeared in 4 episodes as Superintendent Watson and Sir Sterling Habits, including the memorable Londinium 3-parter in season 3, plus the 1966 theatrical film where he played the UK delegate. Maurice was 53 years old during his time on Batman, bringing refined British charm and theatrical training to his guest appearances. Maurice passed away on February 20th, 1973 at just 60 years old from Lennec's cirrhosis, a form of liver disease. Before Batman, Maurice had built a respectable career in British and American television, often cast in roles that called for distinguished English gentlemen. His Londinium episodes were among the most ambitious Batman ever attempted, taking the dynamic duo across the Atlantic for an adventure that parodied British spy films of the era. After his Batman appearances, Maurice continued working in American television through the early 1970s, taking guest roles in various shows. He was a classically trained actor who brought genuine craft to everything he did, no matter how campy the material. Maurice's early death at 60 meant his contributions to Batman and television more broadly were cut tragically short. But his appearances in the Londinium arc remain a highlight of the series, and fans remember Maurice Dallimore as a performer who elevated every scene with professionalism and talent.